Hey YouTube! On my last video, I covered a new track from the Doom Eternal DLC. The track was called Blood Swamps, and on that video somebody asked if I could do a video lesson. So in this video we'll go through each of the riffs and break them down. So it's generally played on an 8-string guitar. I don't have one, so I've tuned down my 7th string. So I'm in drop D tuning for the first 6 strings, and the 7th string is tuned down a half step to E flat. It's a bit weird right now because there's no official release for the Doom Eternal soundtrack, so all we've got are YouTube riffs that are just gameplay moments essentially where all the game effects have been turned off. So I don't quite know what's the first riff or what the riff orders are, but we'll just go off the order on one of the uploads I found and the order that the cover's played in. So the very first riff is quite simple. It's just played on the 6th and the 7th or 8th strings. I'm going to call the 8th string the top string so that if you're playing along with a 7 it should make sense as well. Otherwise it's just too confusing. But yeah, so it starts off like this. So breaking that down, you slide from the 1st fret to the 2nd fret on your 6th string, play some open notes on your top string, 6th fret on the top string, open, 5th fret, open. So next bit's very similar, you just add open notes instead of that 5th fret on your top string. So that's 6 notes in 2 groups of 3. And then it repeats again. But then after that 5 you go open, 3, open, and 1 with some notes in between. So that's 5, open, 3. That's the same set of 2 triplets again. So that's after that, it's simple, it's just more sets of open notes. Then I guess the second main riff from there is just some bends on the 1st fret. You might also want to bend behind the nut if you can, but 1st fret bends worked for me, so it's... The 3rd riff from the song is a little bit trickier in that you have to be careful with the bends, and if you're playing on a down-tuned 7 like I am, it's very tricky and it's very easy to mess up those bends, so it's very easy to go off tune with those bends, and you have to make sure that you're releasing them at the right time so that you stay in tune the entire way. So that's just 5th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret. And then you go up to the 7th, and 6th, and then you repeat again. But then instead of going back to the 7th, you hit the 1st fret, and then open. So that's... And then for the rest of the riff, you just don't ever go back to the 7th or the 6th, you just keep on going 2nd, 1, 0. So that's 2 sets of... The next main riff repeats a couple of times throughout the song, and it goes like this. So that's just, you're mainly hitting open on your top string, 1st fret. You palm mute them the entire way, and then you hit a big open note. Do that twice, 1st fret on your 6th string with an open note on your top string directly after. So you do a couple of those, and you do the same thing on the 2nd fret. So Repeat that again. But then you go from the 2nd fret back to the 1st fret. On the 3rd and 4th repetition of these, you do more of the palm muted section, so it's just... You never go back to that 1st fret and 2nd fret on the 6th string, so... And then you go without palm muting. 0, 1, 2, 3. A little bit of a chromatic thing on your top string, and then you go back down 2, 1, and then open. So then that last half of the section goes as follows. Then there's some nice synthy ambience, and then you come back with a nice, slower but heavier. So that's just 1st fret on your 6th string, and a lot of open notes on the top string. And you're doing the same chromatic pattern up from 0, 1, 2, 3, and then back down again on your top string. So you do 2 of those, and then it goes back to being faster. So that's just your 1st fret on your 6th string, and then open note on your top string. Next bit after that's just a very slow little tritone thing. So you go 4th fret on your top string, and then you go 5th fret on the 6th string, and then back to the 4th fret. So and you drop down 1 fret. You do that a couple of times. And then on the 4th one, instead of going back up to that 5th fret, you just go down to the 3rd on your top string, 2nd on your top string, so. And then 1 and then 0. Next riff is just simple, it's just down picking and palm muting on the 5th fret. And then you stop palm muting, bend up that 5th fret, and tremolo pick it. So. It's just that, like 6 times. And the next riff is fun. It's a big bend on 2 on the top string, and then you go to 5 on your 6th string. And then you do some palm mutes on the 4th fret of the top string. You keep going back and forth between that little tritone there. And then you go up chromatically to the 6th fret and 7th fret on your 6th string. And then on your 2nd time playing that lick, instead of going up 6th and 7th fret, you go down 4th fret, 3rd fret on your 6th string. Then we get to the good riff. Big bend on your 1st fret, and then just gallops on your top string. So then after each, so it's a quick gallop, followed by slower picks in between. It's a 1 set of 3, and then 4 regular notes. Big bends on 1, 2, top string. You could do the triplet and then down pick it all, if you can. It's quite hard. Or you can do alternate picking, but then just be careful on the second gallop that you're going to do. You're going to be starting on an upstroke, which can be a little bit tricky. I can't down pick it. Alright, so the next riff from there is just big bends on the 6th fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret. So and you end on that 2nd fret, all on the top string. So you want to make sure you get 2 little palm muted downstrokes in between. So on the second time playing that, after hitting the 2nd fret, you also go to the 1st fret. And then from there on, it's just 6-4, 5-3, 6-4, 5-3 a few times. And then you just do open notes. Light palm muting on the first few, and then a big open note. Next section is quite strange. It just involves sliding down from the 4th fret down to open. So you go 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, open, open, open. And then you start back 1. Next riff after that, simple, it's just 2 open notes, then just small bends on your 1st fret, 2 more palm muted notes, and I go 4, 3, 1. 2 more, and then 1, 2, 3. And then just 1, 1. Now it's just 1 big open, and then heavily palm mute that 2nd fret as a power chord across your top 3 strings. Go back down to the 1st fret. And then I go a pull off from 6 to 3. And then it's back to the same riff. I also do a little thing later on, doing the second little synthy bit. I play some harmonics, so don't need the pick for this. What I do is I hit the 4th fret, and I do a harmonic by picking with my ring finger and doing a natural harmonic on the 16th fret. Now before you move your hand, you should leave your index finger there for it to ring out. Then I go up to do a natural harmonic on the 12th fret, which doesn't need any left hand fretting really, so just... And then I go back down to 14 and 2, so keeping the same 12th fret distance, and natural harmonic on the 14th. Repeat that again. Back to 12. And then you go up to the 8th fret on your B string, and 20. Repeat that again. So 16, 4, 12, 14 and 2. And then, using the pick again, I do a little build up by doing some dissonant little chords of 15 on the E string, 19 on the B string, 20 on the G string. And then back to our same heavy riff. And that's all there is to it. Just leave it on a big old open note. Do a camera zoom into the string flying. Anyways, thanks for watching that. If it helped you learn the song, consider leaving a like on the video or subscribing to the channel or checking out what else I've done. Maybe even share a cover of your own and leave a link down there. Cheers guys.